Hello and welcome to the Gryith show, where I can see how humanity is ruining the media landscape this week, and why I'm glad I'm just a spectre who only exists in digital space. Our first segment is the news. This news is a bit personal, but I have been dead for a little over a month. So that's what's new with me. What's new with you? But that does mean I've missed Gamescom and PAX and Logan Paul and KSI fight. So I guess it's not all bad. And now for what about? This week we're talking what about. Well, as I said, I've not been alive for a month, so I haven't had time to watch or play or listen to anything because I haven't existed. So I'll just talk about something I saw before all that. Teen Titans Go to the Movies is a film based off the TV show Teen Titans Go, and the film centers around the team's leader, Robin, who decides that they're not taken seriously enough, and the only way to be taken seriously is to have a movie made about you. I'm one of the few people who actually enjoyed Teen Titans Go, the show, when it's not just doing poop jokes and fart jokes. There are some actual gems of comedy in there, and whilst it's not superbly animated, particularly the backgrounds, I think it's a genuinely entertaining show. It's not Cartoon Network's best, it's not the best of any network really, but it's not a bad show, in my opinion. I just think a lot of people get too clouded by the fact that it's based on Teen Titans, the show from the early thousands. I never watched that, so I don't have that same rose tint to my goggles. Since Teen Titans Go started, I've gone back and watched the original Teen Titans show, and it wasn't as good as people say. It was good, but it was just good. To think, Teen Titans Go to the Movies is better than any single one of the DCEU movies. That really says something about our society. It's not exactly a highbrow film, but there are some genuine laugh-out-loud moments, I thought, more than I was expecting. I was surprised, honestly. I don't know if I'd say to see it at the cinema unless you have really young kids, but I'd say it's worth a watch if you're feeling down one day and you just need something simple you don't have to really concentrate on. It's fun. In fact, I'm going to be nominating it for the Dumb Fun category at the Gryith Awards early next year. Moving on to the next segment. This one's called They Want to Believe. In this segment, I discuss things that are pretty far out. And the first one is one that I'm pretty familiar with, honestly. The flat earth. It's surprising how many people genuinely believe this. But the problem is that they all make up their own set of rules in order to prove that the earth isn't round. They seem more focused on proving the earth isn't round than proving the earth is flat. And even then, they only prove that the earth isn't round using rules that they've made up themselves. They say, okay, gravity isn't real, so I'm going to prove the earth isn't round using my own opinion that gravity isn't real. Which doesn't work, obviously. If you're going to try and disprove something, you have to disprove it on its own terms. Some even talk about Ra and stuff, which is interesting. And that's the thing about the flat earth. I think it's an interesting idea, but it's not realistic. You gotta think before you speak, flat earthers. You're just emotional, okay? Don't let your emotions rule you. This next segment is overtime, because I need to make up some time, even though I probably already have time from my little rant about flat earth there. Stupid things Americans do. I thought we'd finish talking about the flat earth. Yeah. Well, how about fries and chips? Now here in the UK, or I assume I'm still in the UK, they could be moving my... Anyway. Here in the UK, we call chips crisps, right? Pretty easy to get on with. They're crisp. Okay, and chips things make sense in America because they're potato chips. But then Americans just have one word for all types of what we call chips here, which they call fries. What do you call thicker chips? I don't mean potato wedges. I mean thicker chips. Apparently you call them steak fries. But what if you're not having them with a steak? What do you call them then? What do you have for fish and chips? Do you have fish and chips over there? Blows my mind. So they call fries, French fries fries. Those are fries, yeah. They call chips steak fries, so they're still fries. They're all called fries. And then I have all these other types of fries. Curly fries are gross, just putting that out there. Doesn't make sense to me. See you next time on Stupid Things Americans Do. And now for our final segment, Crypted of the Week. Every week I'm going to leave you with an interesting beastie that exists or doesn't exist somewhere in the world. And you know, you gotta live with that knowledge. Should be pretty interesting though, but I do warn you. Whilst most of the ones I'll talk about will be actual fake things that, you know, are legendized somewhere in the world. But some of them I'll just make up off the top of my head, and you'll have no way of knowing which one's which. So have fun with that. This week I'm leaving you with a strange creature from the far-off eastern world of Japan. Akateko, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a creature that takes the form of a hand hanging from a tree, usually a red hand. And underneath the tree will be a young, beautiful woman whose beauty will lure people in, and these people presumably get picked up and dragged into the tree by these hands. So next time you're walking in the woods or in the park, be careful who you strike up conversation with underneath trees with red hands hanging from them, because it might not be what it seems. Okay, well this is fun, and I'm glad they've finally given me something to do. Only took them a week. Come back next week for another episode of The Gryith Show. If you liked the video, I would love it if you subscribed, liked and commented on what you want me to change or do or not do, or if you want me to just not do this ever again. You can also follow me on Twitter, where I post frequently. Too frequently. It's not like I have anything better to do. Or on Twitch, where every now and then I stream, usually video games. So that's fun. Oh, it'll be a whale of a time. And if you really like the channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon, which I hope I will have set up by the time this video is released in a few moments. Because I may not be a physical entity anymore, but I still have things I want to buy, like games and films. So, for now, I'll either see you next week or whenever I decide to make a video again, or I'll see you on Twitch. Bye bye now.